Going live. Hang on, is on air. Alrighty, cool beans. Hey everyone, and welcome to Hooping Live. My name is Audrey Shear, and I am your host for tonight. If you are a new viewer of the show, this is a show all about hooping, hoop dance, and everything to do with and without of the topic, really. A lot of the times we get off topic of hooping, but tonight I'm hoping we can kind of, oh my god, that is definitely the show.
All right, cool.
Shh, Audrey. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I like to have the show going just in case of any errors. It's weird to see myself in a delay, though. I can't do that. Anywho, so hopefully that while you guys kind of start flowing into the show, I can kind of give you a little update about what is going on right now. Because if you are a regular viewer of the show, then you may or may not know that there's a little bit of a difference happening here and here and in here. So while you guys kind of get settled, like I said, grab some tea, grab water, whatever your beverage of choice is tonight, and your hula hoops, and start thinking about some cool questions that we can answer in the topic of not only, we don't even have to talk just about anxiety, but I wanted to just bring up the topic of anxiety in and outside of the hoop, just because it's stuff that I've been dealing with a lot lately. And I know I haven't been here for the past 3 shows, which I am very sorry about, but I wanted to kind of talk about that to see if, you know, I can maybe help any of you through stuff that you might be going through in your own personal lives with hoop dance, or in my situation, my hoop journey really intertwines with my personal life. So those two things really, really go hand in hand together. So hopefully I can not only give y'all some advice, but get some advice from y'all. I say y'all because my mom's from Arkansas, and she says it a lot, so I regurgitate what my mother says. It's a good thing, I promise. So let's see. While you guys are getting your comments together, like I said, this is Hooping Live every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern USA time. Tonight it was 9:15 because I was frantically trying to find out how to make my show work, because for the past 3 shows, I have a missing charger for my laptop, which I still can't find, and was in like a frantic meltdown trying to find it today. And luckily I was able to kind of rig kind of makeshift studio in my new living room. So hopefully the lighting isn't too bad and you guys can see / hear me all right. But I promise you that next week I'll actually be in a studio. But I just got internet and just got the ability to get onto a computer, but my laptop where all my stuff isn't happening yet. So it's somewhere in like the utopia. I'm not going to call it utopia. It is like the Atlantis of clutter that I have in my home right now because I don't have furniture. Not very relevant. Anywho, so I have Becca Smith helping me out tonight with the comments and questions that you guys write into us. All you have to do to give us a comment or question is type it down below like you would in any other YouTube video, and we will answer it live here and now. I'm doing the hand thing again. Anyway, Rebecca, did you want to do? Oh, she's a family woman, so if she wants to do a demo, I'm gonna have her tell me. But anyway, so let's see. We already have comments coming in. Great. So for the past the shows that happened before the 3 missed shows, the comments were coming in pretty quickly, and I wasn't able to finish all of them. So if you guys want to go ahead and get those in now, that would be great. I will be trying to get back to old videos to answer questions and comments and stuff like that. But as of right now, I am kind of in a standstill with some stuff because I don't have my studio set up. Therefore, I haven't been able to really talk to anyone applying to be a part of the Hooping Live team, which you can do. And it's been a little tough to kind of get the ball rolling in the direction I want it to roll, which is forward. And right now the ball's kind of just in some sort of like stalling position, not really going forward. but not really going backwards. So I would like to get the ball rolling. And I don't know if I told you guys, and I don't have them because I don't know where they are, but I do have Hooping Live t-shirts that are super cool, and some of them have chakra on them. So that's kind of a cool thing that's about to happen. I have a lot of really cool merchandise that we were able to get, and I would like to do a little giveaway. My hearing just changed. That was weird. When I have everything set up. So just kind of get hyped about that, and when the time comes, it'll be super duper cool. And what else do I want to tell you guys? Besides apologizing for not being there for the past 3 shows, which is lack there of internet and lack there of being able to find internet that worked, because when I did find internet that worked, my computer didn't work or my equipment didn't work with another computer. So it's kind of like my equipment is kind of like a one man kind of woman, or a one man kind of man or woman. If you're gay, that's cool too. I don't know. A singular thing. One partner, and I am its partner. So, oh, what has my life become? Anyway, so while Becca is thinking about if she can do a demo, I'll go ahead and do a quick demo. And if you see me do anything that you find interesting, go ahead and ask me in the questions down below how to do it. I'll try the best of my ability to teach you the move via interwebs. If you also have been working on something in your own personal practice and need some help, feel free to ask those questions as well. It does not have to be in the topic of anxiety, but if you want to ask something specifically in that topic, tonight's a good show to do it, because I feel like I am a mild expert on it right now. So I don't know. I know a lot of us deal with it, so I figured it might be appropriate. But anyway, I'm going to try and do a demo, and hopefully it works. And if it doesn't, then I wouldn't be surprised, really. All right, let's see. Let's try to move you guys downward a little bit, or upward. Yeah, up. All right, that's good. This will work, I think. It's weird for me to not have like total control of my space. Didn't want to hit the fan there. Okay, so that felt good. I haven't gotten a good hoop session since I've really been here. Ooh, and I think I see a hoop ready of Becca, so I'm going to go ahead and let Becca take the center stage and do some demoing for y'all. Becca, go ahead. Beautiful. Nice. Gorgeous, darling. Perfect. Nice. Beautiful job, my darling. So yes, if you saw anything she did that was super awesome that you want to learn, then just like I said about me, just go ahead and put it down in the comments. And I'm seeing she's sporting the, make sure my mic's on, the Nama Cray, kind of hard for me to say, t-shirt. She was like super awesome employee of the month for Hooping Live and entered us into like this contest, and we both won a cool t-shirt, which I haven't gotten mine yet though. So when I do, I'll sport it as well. But looks like she and looks good with your hair color too. So that's nice. Anyway, let's get to some comments here. While I'm sitting on the floor right now, like I'm inside of my hoop, which is kind of cool for me, but definitely very different. So I'm sorry if the angle is weird. But you have to say the like composition of my clutter really speaks to the viewer, don't you think? Just say yes. So let's see here. We'll read a few comments and then I will update you on the life of Hooping Live. Bryant Dang, the one and only, says, hey Audrey, woo! So I started school. I really don't like my new school that much, even though I have all my old classmates and friends here in California, but I really preferred my friends back in Thailand. Sigh. I've never been this homesick before. Anyways, I'm getting a new hoop and I'm so excited to get back into hooping. It's been 2 months without my hoops. Wow. What you told me last time about not needing to stress out over not practicing really helps me. I decided to stop running and track for a while and focus on my favorite hobbies instead, like hooping, Photoshop, and languages. Good for you. Anyways, how are you doing? Should I start doing doubles? I don't know if I've tried it, but it seems very difficult and different. Also, should I make a hooping club at my school? I don't know if I'm good enough to teach. Okay, well, Brian, you always ask wonderful questions. So I will go ahead and see what I can do to help you, because I actually know how you feel there. I moved to, I moved, sorry. As a Taylor. If you guys research, if you Google Taylor Swift, ew, with, was it Jimmy Kimmel? I think, yeah, ew, with Taylor Swift. She does this sound where she's trying to like clear her throat. She goes, and it's like a joke. But I actually just did that, so I'm like, what's my life really? I don't know. By the way, Taylor Swift, guys, high five. She won so many awards last night. I literally was like crying. Actually, I literally cried. I was so happy for her. And the new song that came out, Wildest Dreams, it's her newest music video, is my favorite song that was on the album. I mean, it's like the song that when you listen to the album at first real quick, it was the one that stood out and like grabbed me out of like the hemisphere of life and just like, I like cried to it. Like it was that intense that the first time I heard it, I cry a lot. Anyway, it's a good song, look it up. It's called Wildest Dreams. She just got a new music video for it, but congratulations, Taylor. If you ever notice me, I will absolutely be your best friend. You didn't even have to ask. Yes, I accept. Appreciate it. But anyway, so I like how I can go from Taylor Swift subject from anything at all. Going to school. So yes, homesick is something that you just kind of got to work through. I know it's hard and it's kind of uncomfortable, but if you allow yourself to really focus on those things that make you feel kind of satisfied, like maybe hooping makes you kind of ease that homesick feeling, which is what I did a lot of. I hooped a lot when I was homesick, but I know you said you didn't have a hoop. So maybe, you know, like you said, doing the things you love, language, Photoshop, do what makes you feel comfortable and makes you feel like you're doing something that completes you. Because when you're homesick, you know, there's a part of you that's gone, so you're not complete. So if you take something that does make you feel complete and use all those things to trickle in and add up into that little hole of incompleteness, then you'll feel a little bit better until you get used to your situation. And in terms of, oh, by the way, congratulations on going back to school. I'm proud of you. You're doing good, especially that you're here watching the show. That's awesome. Let's see. Congrats on the new hoop. And 2 months without hooping. I've never done that before, but, oh, without your hoops. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever gone 2 months without hooping before. When you told me last time about stress helped, I'm glad that I helped you with the whole stress thing. Kind of goes hand in hand with tonight with anxiety, but stress is a big thing in all of our lives, I'm sure. How am I doing? We'll do that for last. And let's see, doubles. Okay, so doubles, I waited a little bit because I thought that was just a whole nother like world of stuff to deal with. So I waited, I think, like 6 months into hooping. I mean, I tried them when I first started, but when I actually really tried doing them was probably a year into hooping. But I did mess with them a lot, but I never really got, and I still haven't really got that into them. I'm kind of more of a singular hoop kind of woman, but you know, it's kind of whatever you want to do. But I definitely think it's cool to kind of let those things wait. You know, you have your singular hoops, you have doubles, you have fire, you have LED. I always think it's fun to kind of make that stretch out as much as you can because, I don't know, I feel like it makes the hoop journey kind of last longer and makes things feel a little bit more special. But to each his own. Let's see. And a hooping club at your school. Yes, I actually did that. Does that sound again? I did that at my school. I did Ringling Hoop Jam, and it actually worked out really well. There's a video on my YouTube, probably really far back in the videos, that displays the hoop jam. Sorry, I just saw a comment that like kind of threw me off there for a second. But anywho, just kind of get that courage. Because I'm sorry, guys, I'm like, I'm a little like congested. That's probably TMI, but I haven't been feeling very good lately. So if I sound like extra like yucky, just don't judge me. Just be there with my yuckiness. Anyway, yeah, I went to Ringling, which is an art college in, that cannot be right. Okay, that's what I thought. That had like no hoopers at all, or at least I didn't think so. And I'm gonna go to this art school and there's gonna be people hooping all over the place. And there wasn't people hooping all over the place. I was the only one hooping all over the place. So I took it into my own hands to say, okay, I'm just gonna take a huge bundle. My mom helped me invest some money into making a huge amount of like play hoops. And I took my big bundle of hoops and my speaker and I go outside and I hoop at a certain time of the day and hope people come over and play. And eventually it got up to 30 people. And it varied between just me and maybe another person to like 30 people. We had a live DJ there all the time. It was really cool. And it got a lot of people into hooping. I think I have 2 people that I know that still actively hoop obsessively, and at least 10 that still hoop and love it. So it's really neat to think that. So, I mean, Bryant, do the club, absolutely. You're going to end up changing and making someone's life better. And regardless if people show up or not, people didn't show up to mine most of the time. But when they did, it was awesome. And when they didn't, it was just time for me to kind of, say, okay, I have a bunch of people walking by and I'm one girl like out here hula hooping. Do they think I'm being like an attention seeker? Or am I being like some weirdo hooping or, whatever? You just kind of take it for what it is and, love our weird form of dance and art for what it is, I guess. Anyway, let's see. How am I doing? I'm good. I'm moving into my new place and trying to get my office set up so I can really immerse myself into the YouTube stuff and make all of you happy and inspired and get you all a part of my life, because I was able to actually meet one of my viewers the other night, and she came up to me and said, I guess she didn't want to tell, she wanted her friend to say something to me first or something like that. And I turned around and kind of made a comment towards her, and she goes, I'm sorry, I just want to tell you that I'm like a huge fan of yours, and I watch Hooping Live every week. And it was kind of one of those moments where I was having one of those days where I was really upset and like nothing was going well for me. And when I heard her say that, I almost like just like lost it in front of her. And we ended up going outside and like hooping with each other and talking, and it was really cool. So I love meeting you guys, and I love hearing from you guys. Even if I don't reply right away, I hope you know that you still are such a huge part of my life. And when I do get to meet and see and talk to you all, it makes me feel like I'm not just some like lonely cell floating in this weird orbit of Earth. I see. Hello. Come here. Oh. Hey, hello. You want to help me with the show? Anyway, so let's see. This Chakra is adapting very well, right, Chakra? That's a yes. We have a comment from Steph DeMitch. Says, hey, oh, nice. I gotta get a little bit closer. Hey, the Audrey. I like that. Hey, the Audrey. This is my first live stream with you. I just started hooping again. My life got pretty crazy for a while, but my hoop always centers me back. I'm excited to get back to it. I suffer from anxiety. I get so anxious getting out and about. I also get anxious about hooping in front of people. The only people I've hooped with are very competitive and mainly try to show it off. I just want to say thank you for having a place for hoopers to come together to inspire and motivate. You rock, girl. Thank you. I want to reread a certain part of her comment, actually. Okay. I just started hooping again. My life got pretty crazy for a while, but my hoop always centers me. It's important. I'm excited to get back into it. I suffer from anxiety, which I do as well, as the title may tell you. I get so anxious getting out and about. I also suffer from the same thing, and it is something that's very common when it comes to anxiety. I also get anxious about hooping in front of people. That's something that comes with time and practice and moving past those anxious feelings. The only people I've hooped with are very competitive and mainly want to show it off. Yes, I had the exact same thing happen to me, kind of, where I wanted to hoop, but the people around me were constantly trying to be better than the other hooper, and it was just too much for me to handle. So when I put myself in a space around hoopers that weren't like that, my anxiety just like diminished. Diminished? I think that's the right word. It went away totally. And it just comes with time and practice, but you definitely got to be around people that aren't going to say, oh, yeah, you learned in isolation. Well, guess what? I learned ghosting, and make you feel like your isolation is this big. So be around people that when you hoop with them and you do an isolation, they are so proud of you, just like you're proud of yourself when you learned it. And then when they show you their ghosting thing, they say, oh, congratulate, like, you know, I'm so glad you finally got isolations. I think I figured out ghosting, or maybe I did figure out ghosting. Do you want to learn it? And then they'll teach you it. And then you'll say, oh, well, what if I did this ghosting move and then flipped it around my body? And then you start working back and forth with each other. And it becomes this really beautiful, healthy hooping relationship. And those are the things that have kept me sane and good to go. Sane and good to go with my life in general and hooping. Let's see. But thank you for the comment. That was very sweet. And I'm glad you said that because I think you made some really important points on it. Georgina says, hello from New Zealand. Hello, New Zealand from Sarasota, Florida. And wherever else people are broadcasting from. Magic Mayhem. Okay, Magical Mayhem. There it is. Excited to buy a Hooping Live shirt soon. Yay! Yes, I am so excited too. They're really, really cool, and I can't wait. We got shiny ones. We got all sorts of shirts. It's going to be really cool. And we may or may not have other things that are really awesome as well. Just saying. You guys are going to love it. I'm almost like, I'm thinking about doing something as like a I'm sorry kind of thing. I know I said I was going to upload a video, by the way, guys, and I didn't because I could not get my laptop to turn on. And it's like nothing was working. Everything just went like kind of down the pooper or something for me there for a second. And I'm hoping that everything's going to become unstuck and be awesome. Let's see. KCP says, nice work. Nice. Work it, Audrey. The young lady is also good hooping. Yes. Becca's a great hooper. And thank you for the awesome comment. We do so much appreciate it. Becca has been so great trying to be as there as she can because she's a mother and very busy. And so it's really nice to have someone that's so dedicated and still has a hectic life. And I think, maybe I'm wrong, Becca, don't you suffer from some kind of anxiety as well? Since we're kind of in that topic, I thought maybe you might want to share something about it as well. And when she types this, I'm actually going to go. No, I'm not going to go to her face. I'll just read it. She said, yes, I do, but hooping has helped me so much. So, I mean, it just kind of goes to show that hooping really does help someone with anxiety get through it. It was one of my main things of helping me through. Pardon me. Helping me through a lot of the stuff that I had gone through. But what I wanted to talk about was there have been certain times in my life where, like recently, where I have the hoop and I've had really intense anxiety, but the hoop hasn't really helped. And I was afraid that, maybe the hoop doesn't really help, but I wasn't hooping. So there was nothing for me to channel my focus and energy onto. So if you take that anxiety, and not even the anxiety, guys, I'm talking about the problem. Like, even if the problem is so vague and you're like, well, it's kind of a little bit of, my parents are stressing me out. It's kind of a little bit of, I'm going through a big change in my life. And it's kind of a little bit of that I'm not happy with myself, or that I'm, dealing with X, Y, and Z, and all the anxieties. Maybe you can't pinpoint the one anxiety, but you have all of them kind of bubbling up into one big anxiety bubble that when someone says, well, what are you so anxious about? You're like, well, I don't know. Because there's so much of it, you just don't know. It's just all there, and you're like, well, would you like me to make you a list? Would you like a categorized list of everything? Because I can use bubble points and highlighters and give you a detailed thing. Give me a couple days, but I can get it to you. Because that's how I feel, especially right now. It's like there is so much different stuff going on, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, woe is me. But, sometimes the anxiety builds up so high that it kind of numbs you out, where you just kind of sit there like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. And you just sit there and like literally don't do anything about the problem. Or I don't want to say I don't do anything personally about the problem. And I just end up sitting there, which pisses a lot more people off and puts me in a worse situation. So I'm trying to use the hoop as not only a place to hoop with, but to focus on not that, if you can pinpoint it, pinpoint the anxiety. But if not, the big bubble of anxiety that we can't really, I don't want to say you or we. I was told not to use the word you. When one puts their anxiety into a large bubble and cannot pinpoint what that exact form of anxiety is, or maybe it's all of it, take that bubble feeling and make it into a picture. Like, if you're, all right, we're going to do this right now. And if you guys totally hate me for doing this, then I'm sorry. But I want you guys to sit there for a second. And I want you to shut your eyes. Are they shut? Yeah, no, back is shut. Okay. Shut your eyes. And if your hoop's around you, touch your hoop. I'm sitting inside of my hoop right now. And I want you to just pinpoint something that is making you anxious or mad or feeling hurt or any sort of emotion. Maybe if it's even a happy emotion that you want to really build up and appreciate. But if we're going to focus kind of on anxiety right now, I want you to take that emotion that is, I'd like to more focus on things that are maybe troubling you or the person. And so take this anxiety or whatever the viewer may or may not be feeling, and I want you to think of it. Don't try to generalize it. Don't think of it too hard, but just kind of feel it in general. Just feel what that anxiety, I'm going to say for myself, I'm going to feel what my anxiety feels like. I'm going to feel where I feel that anxiety, so where the anxiety really hits me in my body. And I'm going to imagine a blank canvas, and then I want to take in all those feelings of anxiety, and then I want to just pop it onto the canvas, and I want it to be a shape and a color or something. So I'm envisioning a black kind of glossy triangle. That's what my personal anxiety looks like, and has kind of like a blue aura. So if you have your image, I want you to really focus. I am going to say you, but anyway, so think about that anxiety that you might be feeling, or the fear, whatever that feeling is, and making it into a shape. Give it a color, give it a feeling, give it a texture. Make it real. Make it not just something you're feeling. Make it a tangible object in your consciousness, I guess. God, I sound so hippy-dippy right now. But anyway, so I want you to take it and like give it an identity. It's like it doesn't have to be, oh, just parental anxiety or, oh, just work anxiety. It can be all of that anxiety just put together. And then I want you to put all that aside and then take everything that makes you happy in life. Things that make you smile. Things that just bring that tingly joy inside of you. Even if you're in a place right now in your life where you can't feel that and you're like, Audrey, I'm so pissed off or I'm so anxious right now, I can't even think about happy thoughts. Let yourself dig deep into like the little trickles of your soul and just pull out anything that makes you happy, even if it's just the leaves changing on the trees or that first sip of tea or wine or whatever you enjoy in life. And take all that good feeling. Don't, and like I said, try not to generalize it. If you want to, good, it's up to you. And just put all that happiness and do the same thing. Put it onto a canvas. And for me, mine is a multicolored see-through sphere, but it's a little sphere. It has kind of a white sparkliness around it. So take that object and really hone in on it. And when you get stressed out, really think about that object. So this is what I like to do, is I like to take that stress object, my glossy black triangle, and I like to think of that happy circle sphere that I talked about and just kind of have it push back in your image mind. So you're imaging this or whatever, I'm imaging my triangle of stress, and I'm taking my sphere of happiness and I'm just kind of pushing it back. And just allowing myself to set aside my anxiety right now and focus on what makes me happy. And what that can do is it changes your pattern of thought. Maybe not. And gives you the ability to think more clear. And when you're thinking clear, you're able to really see what it is that's making you anxious, maybe. Maybe not. But I like to take those images. This is why this comes to hooping, is I like to take those images of anger or stress or fear, and I like to hold my hoop and put those images into the hoop and see how the hoop reacts to that specific emotion and image. I like to do it with my happy sphere, my scary, sharp, glossy triangle of doom, of anxiety. I like to take all of those images after I do this imagery meditation and put it into my hoop and dance and throw it off. Even if you're not even dancing, you're just sitting there and you're holding your hoop and you're like, why did my house have to flood? Why did my stuff get damaged? You know? Why can't I control myself? Stuff like that. And you're able to just kind of put it into the hoop and say, okay, I have problems. I got problems. We all probably have problems. And I'm going to accept those problems and accept that my problems maybe hurt someone. And maybe I'm feeling really bad that I hurt someone because I'm unable to control myself because of my anxiety's power over me. And say, I know that in my heart, I don't want to hurt anyone. And that I want to fix this anxiety issue and be the best me I can be. And know that in my heart, that's what I want. And that I'm not a bad person. And that I'm not some sort of screw up that can't ever get anything right, that has this anxiety triangle that's taking over her life. That it's just a kind of a glitch in the system that's going to go away and teach you something eventually. And I'm saying me because I'm trying to give it out to you guys without making you guys feel like, oh God, do I have anxiety triangles of death? Because maybe you don't. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But hopefully that helps. And I know I rambled, and I know time's almost up. I'm going to go through a few more comments. And I hope I didn't like throwing anyone off with my weird rambles. But that's what I wanted to get through with anxiety and hooping, inside and outside of the hoop. Identify, what makes the problem happen, and accept that the problem is there, and that you can take that problem and you can hug it and say, you suck sometimes, but you're a part of me, so I'm going to deal with you. But you're not going to stay very long, so don't get comfortable, black triangle. I'm going to scoot you away and have bubbly spheres of pink and yellow everywhere soon enough. Anyway, I hope that helps you guys. I'm going to go ahead and read the last few of these comments. And, I guess we're not. Well, we'll see. Let's see. Becca said the issue was a disconnect with the physical. So connecting to dance made it easier to get outside of my mind and not to worry so much. I love that. I think that's great. That's really cool. It's kind of like what I was just saying, is you're taking that thing that you have and you're putting it into something else, and it helps you kind of solve the issue. However you do it, just make sure it's a healthy way. Because trust me, doing it the unhealthy way and putting that into something else that's not healthy, it does not work. I tell you this now, it does not work. Put you in places you don't want to go. So just use a hoop or something, and use a cat toy. Because sometimes they bring around cats. Chucker, that's your cue. Come on, man. All right, then. Oh, sometimes it brings around cats. Oh, he's getting close, I swear. This is supposed to be working, and it's not. All right, let's try. All right, and cut. Take 3. Put your stress into a cat toy, and sometimes it brings around cats. Cat. Okay. Sorry. We'll work on that. He's been kind of slacking in a rehearsal lately, but I'll see what I can do in future shows. All right, we'll wrap up the comments here. GameSpot says good channel. GameSpot. GameSpot. GameStop. Okay, I'm like, did GameStop just watch my show? Because if that was the case, I'm like, Wait, no. PS4. Free PS4s, please. Well, I'll take them. But really, I will. But anywho, okay, yep, nope, your time is up. All right, so let's see. It looks like we are having some issues right now. Oh, pardon me. Right now with comments, and actually it looks like kind of in general. So hopefully you guys have been able to watch the show without too many problems. But we are having disabled comments and messaging errors, as well as viewer errors. So hopefully you guys are able to watch this. I will try to come back on the show specifically because I know it got a little intense, and hopefully you enjoyed it. So from now on, no more missed Hooping Live shows unless something terribly, terribly goes wrong, and let's all put it out into the universe that nothing terribly, terribly will go wrong, because we know sometimes things will go wrong. So let's put out happy vibes, kick aside your black triangles, bring in all your happy thoughts, and if you're having anxiety, good luck, and know that you're not alone. And if you want to talk, you can try to message me or Rebecca or anyone a part of the Hooping Live team. I cannot promise that you will get a response from me right away, but know that I am there in spirit and in heart. And, you know, we love all of you here from Hooping Live. And thank you for watching. Our show is every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern USA time. You can check out more about our website and like us on Facebook, facebook.com/hoopinglive. hoopinglive.com gives you everything you need to know. Discount codes on awesome Upward Spiral hoops, and which are made by Bonnie Brown, which is the only hoop that I will use, and all that good stuff. Thank you, Becca. Wave goodbye to the camera. Thank you, Becca, so much for being our commenter reader today. She is so great. We love her and are grateful to have her. So, like I said, my office will be set up soon, and I will get back to all of you, and I'll be able to buckle down and finally get my little Hoopin' Live lifestyle back in order. And you won't have clutter as a lovely background any longer. So, oh God, I never know when to stop talking. Okay, guys, have a great week. I love you, and I will see you next week here on Hoopin' Live.